Hello friends, I am Dr. Poonam Kela, working as Assistant Professor at PS Modern College of Pharmacy, Nigdi. Today I am going to conduct a lecture on myocardial infarction. So what is MI? It is defined as the permanent death of myocardial muscles due to insufficient supply of oxygen. So MI is classified on the basis of location into three types: anterolateral, posterolateral and posteroseptal MI. Next is on the basis of pathology. It is divided into two types: transmural infarction, in that full thickness of the heart is involved. It is also called as ST elevated MI. Then next is subendocardial infarction. It is also called as non-ST elevated MI. On the basis of age, MI is again classified into two, that is fresh or recent infarction or old and advanced infarction. So now we will move toward the epidemiology. In industrial countries, MI accounts for 10 to 25% of all death. The incidence is higher in elderly people. About 5% occur at people under age of 40. The male have higher risk. In 2006 studies revealed a prediction that India would account for 40 to 60% of cardiovascular diseases burden with next 10 to 15 years. So over last 30 years, the rate of diseases from 2 to 6% in rural population and 4 to 12% in urban population is observed. So now we will move toward the etiology. The etiological factors of MI is divided into two categories: नॉन मॉडिफाइबल एंड मॉडिफाइबल. मॉडिफाइबल मीन्स क्या कि अगर हमने वो चीज़ें कम की तो हम डिसीज़ की रिस्क कम कर सकते हैं, मतलब वो चीज़ें हम कॉजेज जो है वो प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं. जैसे अगर ओबेसिटी हो गया, हाइपरटेंशन, फिजिकल इनएक्टिविटी, सोशल हैबिट्स, डीएम और स्ट्रेस, ये सारी चीज़ें अगर आप चेंजेस करते हो इन चीज़ों में तो एमआई का जो रिस्क है वो कम होगा. पर नॉन मॉडिफाइबल मतलब क्या, जैसे कि एज, सेक्स और फैमिली हिस्ट्री, इसमें आप कुछ चेंज नहीं कर सकते, जो है वो वही रहेगा, तो उसके वजह से रिस्क ज़्यादा रहेगा एमआई का. देन नेक्स्ट, सो इन दिस slide I have shown all the causes with the help of diagrams. So now we will move toward the pathophysiology. If the patient has obesity, DM, smoking habits, HTN, stress or atherosclerosis, then this condition may lead to the formation of plaque, which ultimately leads to narrowing of lumen. Then there are decreased supply of oxygen to the heart, which leads to decreased heart contractibility, and less supply of oxygen leads to oliguria. Then there are also second possibilities that deficiency of oxygen leads to myocardial cell death, which causes inflammation or fever. Along with that, there is release of troponin or CPKMB into the blood, which activates anaerobic respiration, which leads to produce lactic acidosis that leads to the irritation of nerve fiber, which causes chest pain due to the transfer of pain to myocardium. Then the signs and symptoms of MI include severe chest pain for the duration 5 to 10 minutes, dyspnea, fatigue, increased sweating, weakness, nausea, vomiting, palpitation, anxiety, sleepiness, and arrhythmia. Then the risk factor includes obesity, age, social habit, stress, hypertension, diabetes, renal dysfunction, and hyperlipidemia. The complication includes early complications and late complications. So in early complications, the heart failure, cardiogenic shock. Mechanical complication includes rupture of free wall of left ventricle, ventricular septal defect, and acute mitral regurgitation is observed. And the next is arrhythmia. Now, the late complications of MI includes pericarditis, aneurysm of left or right ventricles. Now we will move toward the diagnosis. So first we will take the history of patient, then we examine the patient. Now then we will take the BP, then go for the ECG. The next is chest X-ray, angiography, and now finally we will move toward the cardiac markers in that myoglobin, troponin, CPKMB, lactate dehydrogenase, brain natriuretic peptide level get elevated in the MI. Then next is treatment. In non-pharmacological therapy, moderate fat restriction in diet, daily weight measurement, modest physical activity, avoid medication that can exaggerate the heart failure, proper dietary plans, and avoid social habits gives somewhat relief. The next is pharmacological therapy includes nitrates. In that, short acting and long acting nitrates we have to prescribe in given doses. The next is calcium channel blockers. This includes verapamil, diltiazem, nifedipine in given doses. Then beta adrenergic blockers. Example are bisoprolol, propranolol. Then next is potassium channel opener. In that example is nicorandil. So along with that, we have to give some symptomatic therapy to the patient. In that, to reduce pain, after pain is not relieved by the 3 doses of glyceryl trinitrate, we have to give some analgesic drug such as morphine, pethidine, or in some cases diazepam is also administered. So next is to prevent arrhythmia, we have to give antiarrhythmic drugs. To manage cardiac output, we have to prescribe furosemide, inotropic agent like dopamine, dobutamine. And last is that to prevent thrombus extension or embolism, we have to prescribe aspirin in the dose of 160 to 325 mg as soon as MI is suspected. Then followed by this, we have to give maintenance dose in the range of 80 to 160 mg per day. We can also prescribe heparin. Then next is thrombolytic and fibrinolytic agent. The examples are streptokinase, urokinase, and ATPase. To prevent the patient from remodeling and subsequent CHF, we have to prescribe some angiotensin receptor blockers, that is losartan or AC inhibitors. The example is captopril. The next is prevention of further attack. We have to prescribe antiplatelet agents, that is platelet inhibitors. Example is aspirin, clopidogrel in the dose of 75 mg OD. And the next is beta blockers. So before ending the lecture, I have also tell you the guidelines for MI. In that, if the patient come with the diagnosis of MI to the hospital, then we have to immediately give aspirin tablet to chill the patient. Then next, we have to administer beta blockers to reduce cardiac workload and oxygen demand. We have to also give thrombolytic therapy, that is examples are streptokinase and urokinase, to dissolve the formed clot within 6 hours, because after 6 hours the damage is almost permanent. The supplement of anticoagulant like heparin to prevent further clot formation is also useful. The morphine injection to relieve pain if earlier analgesic are not found to be effective. If the all treatment is failed, then we have to go for the angioplasty or coronary artery bypass. So thank you so much for patiently listening.